Hey guys, I'm Luke with Savage Games. Here today we're going to be looking at something really cool. This is the Kickstarter exclusive Cities of Avalon expansion. So we're going to be taking a look at it today, so let's get started. Alright, as you can see here, I've got a player kingdom set up. It consists of a player starting tile and 2 game tiles that are adjacent to it. During a game, you are going to have this, and this is going to be your kingdom connected to a bunch of other game tiles, but for now, the sample is just these 3 tiles sitting here. And what we've got currently are 3 settlements. Let's say this player is in the middle of a game somehow. He's got 3 settlements, a peasant on each. Those peasants are there to collect resources. So at the beginning of his turn, he's going to go ahead and remove his peasants so that he can collect resources from those settlements. Now, those settlements have icons on all 3 sides except for the 2 farms. The farms are tier 1 settlements, and so they only carry a very limited number of resources and a small amount of taxes. This particular one is a village settlement, so therefore there's more taxes. There's 3 coins instead of 2 collected per turn, and there's also 3 different types of resources instead of only 2 types of resources. So we're going to look at what comes after the tier 2 settlements, and that's going to be this Kickstarter exclusive, which is the Cities of Avalon. The Cities of Avalon are a 4-spaced settlement of a city, and this collects a ton of extra resources compared to the normal game. So we're going to go ahead and look at how that happens. So when you're upgrading a settlement from tier 1 to tier 2, you would collect up resources, and then once you've gotten enough, you'd pay what you need to upgrade one of your settlements to a tier 2. Well, that's going to be the same thing for this tier 3 settlement, the City of Avalon. All you've got to do is pay it, and then you upgrade it by swapping it out. Now, how the swapping mechanic works, just like on normal settlements, when you want to upgrade to a tier 2, you just replace it. You just pick it up and replace it with the new settlement. Well, with this particular one, because it's much larger, you're going to have to replace it and place at least 3 of the 4 spaces covering over the original spot where the original settlement was. So it has to at least go on these 3 spaces here where it was originally located. However, that 4th one, that 4th connecting one there, you can rearrange it in any position you want as long as it doesn't cross over water and as long as it doesn't come within 2 spaces or less than 2 spaces from another settlement. So this particular one, this would be an invalid placement because there's only 1 space in between. So you'd have to rotate it either here or here. I'm going to go ahead and put it just like this. There we go. And how do you collect resources from it? Well, normally at the beginning of your turn, you remove the peasants, you gather resources. At the end of your turn, you place your peasants back on the settlements who are prepared to gather more resources on their next turn. However, for the City of Avalon, it's got a couple of unique features. It's such a large city that in order to collect all the resources on it, you're going to have to place 2 peasants on that settlement. But if you only have 1 peasant on that settlement, then you'd only be able to collect 4 of the chosen resources of your choice. So as you can see currently, it has 2 craft points, 2 stone, 2 iron, and 2 wood. So if I had only 1 peasant there, I could only collect 4 of those. I could choose, I could make the choice. I could say, okay, I want 2 wood, 1 iron, and 1 stone, or I want 2 craft points and 2 iron, or maybe I just want 1 of each. Then I could go ahead and do that. But I can go ahead and place a second peasant, and then I'd collect all 8 resources, which is fantastic. Now, the taxes, just like with all the other settlements, you collect the taxes no matter what, unless this is an occupied city. Now, let's go ahead into that for a second. So occupation on a tier 3 village is actually the same. There's no difference. If an enemy soldier comes onto that settlement, they get those resources. However, they'll only get half the resources that it shows. All right, now let's talk about soldier deployment. So normally in the game, you can only deploy 1 soldier from each settlement during a single turn. So that means that he could deploy 1 and he could deploy 1. However, because the City of Avalon is such a big city, you're actually allowed to deploy 2 soldiers at the same time during a single turn. Now, obviously, the City of Avalon is quite a hefty cost. You guys will have to wait to find out exactly how much it costs. But I have to say, it is a fantastic addition. It gives you more of an epic feel because you've got one major city that you're producing resources at and you're deploying soldiers from, plus the smaller settlements as well. So there it is, guys. There is the Kickstarter exclusive Cities of Avalon, and I cannot wait to get this into your hands so that you guys can experience all of the epic strategy and the epic gameplay that it comes with. Thank you so much for watching this today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.